CT presents a new gospel music experience. Dorinda, with your Grammy Award-winning host, Dorinda Clark Cole. And now, here's your host.
Hey friends, welcome to the Dorinda Show. I'm glad you tuned in. You tuned in at the right time. Listen, whatever you are doing, I need just only 10 minutes of your time right now, because today we're talking about finances, what's happening in this new year, how you gonna go into it, how you gonna come out of it, how wealthy you're gonna be. We're gonna talk about that, and I want to hear what this man has to say. My guest today is just phenomenal. He's been here before, but he came back because he has some new things that he wants to impart into us and give to us to put our financial house in order. It is so important. How rich do you want to be? Because our Father is rich in houses and land, of course. I mean, so the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Anything you want, you can get it. But you got to make sure your financial house is in order. And I brought this talented multi-millionaire on the show with me today because I wanted him to just to talk about what's happening in our lives and what we need to do to really kind of build our money bank. That's what I'm saying. It's really important. And those of you that don't know, I want you to call somebody on the phone. Let them know that we're really talking about finances today, because I believe everybody wants to know about where you are in your finances. What's going on in the bank? What's going on with your checking account? What's going on? We got the right man in the house, and I'm so happy he's here with me. Listen, please help me welcome the one and only, all the way from Minneapolis. He came to be with me, the one and only, this financial author. Just phenomenal. Brother Paul Jones, please help me welcome. God bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming, man.
Yes, yes.
It's about time you're here. I've been waiting a long time for you to get here. I'm telling you, you have done so much for the world.
Yes.
I'm looking and seeing how God has expanded your borders. You are a multi-millionaire. God's doing some awesome things with you. You have a company that is making great, great strides. And first of all, how you been doing?
I've been doing wonderful.
Really?
You know, I can't complain in life. You know, a lot of people could complain, but I will be one not to complain.
Right.
I'm very thankful in life, and which is why I just said, you know what, I'm going to go and teach others to live life, have fun, and, you know, live it to the fullest.
Yes. Well, Paul, you have definitely, you're author of one of my favorite books, of course, The Schedule for Success, which I've read this book, and now I got my son reading it, because anybody that wants to do better in life, wants to get better, wants to expand, you definitely want to read about it. But that's the one thing we got to tell our young people, not to stop reading.
Right, right.
Why is that important?
Well, one of the most important things is the information that we need are in books, you know. So even online, you have to go online, but you still have to read. So a lot of times people get stuck on Instagram looking at a picture, you know, but we got to paint the picture that we want our life to be like. Yeah. So therefore, when you read the information, and as it says, write the vision, make it plain. Well, the vision of your life is written. The information you want to receive is written out. All we have to do is not only read it, comprehend it, then act on it.
Yes.
So it's not that one person is really wealthier than another person. It's more so that that person got the information and acted differently with that information. So we just want to help people get better in all areas of life.
Absolutely, and the Bible says that we have to definitely stay in tune with what's going on right now. Knowledge is power.
Right.
Of course, we hear that, but when you're reading it, the information is power as well. Do you agree?
I agree 100%. You know, people will read the information, and one thing that I'll even tell the people that I know that they may be going through is they'll read the information, but then they'll look out the window. When they look out the window, the environment that they live in doesn't reflect the information that they just read. Yeah. So they have to paint a different picture of their life so that they can say, you know what, this may be how life appears right now. This is the situation I'm in right now, but never come into agreement with that situation come into agreement with the situation of the life that you picture yourself, so you don't have a self-defeating picture.
Yeah.
You have a picture of yourself going further in life. So that's why the word says, you know, for the vision, without a vision, people perish. So we got to have the vision for ourselves, and no matter what someone says about you, no matter what statistics may say, no matter what your address is right now, you have to say yes right now.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, as we say, joy comes in the morning. We have the ability to make that joy come in the morning by the information that we act on and put it into real life action.
Wow, wow. Well, of course, I love your first book, The Schedule for Success, and now you have another book entitled Who Told You You Were Broke? I love that. Who told you you were broke? I'm going to say that one more time. Who told you you were broke?
That's right.
I think it was the devil that told you that, but you better find out. Tell us about this book and what you're looking for your viewers, the viewers to find out about.
Well, definitely. Who Told You You Were Broke was actually the first book that spawned Schedule for Success. And the one that everyone should be looking out for is a book I wrote called I Quit.
Okay.
And I Quit is based on, the whole saying is, I quit being broke. With the subcaption of people understanding that being broke is a mental thing, not a financial thing.
I love that. Say that again.
Being broke is a mental thing, not a financial thing. So I quit all the things that caused me to not have. I quit, you know, buying liabilities, and I started buying assets. I quit everything. I quit, you know, the things that stopped me from studying. So, you know, a lot of times we get caught up in a lifestyle. So we want to look the part. You know, I'm a Jones, so a lot of times people say, you know, you want to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
And I can tell them, well, at one time, trying to keep up with the Joneses, had the Joneses broken, you would go broke too. You know, so it's a matter of realizing and putting things in perspective. So I quit trying to impress people.
Yeah.
You know, I quit trying to live in a certain pride, in a souped up image, as the word says, you puffed up in your own head. Well, I quit doing all of that. And then all of a sudden, a certain peace comes over you.
Yeah.
And when that peace comes over you, you can think better.
Right.
See, where there's no peace, there can be no prosperity.
Right.
So if you're not thinking right, then what you're doing is you're letting somebody from the outside think for you. And someone from the outside thinking for you is also a liability thought. You know, I tell people, think about it. A lie and your ability. When you put those words together, it's someone lying to you about your abilities of the lifestyle that you could have. So I had to quit thinking the lie and started thinking the truth. And as we hear, the truth sets us free, but it sets us financially free also. So, and I quit subscribing to the mindset this, because you're a believer, because you trust and love God to provide for you, that money's not important. Well, I haven't paid a bill without money. You know, the clothes I have cost money, so I even encourage the church to understand that God first in everything. Then after that, we have to stop teaching our people that money is bad, because there's nothing we can do. The church even needs money to pay the light bill.
Absolutely.
So once we come to peace with that and say, you know, wait a minute, it's how we handle our money.
Right.
And it's because we're so tired of bill collectors. You know, when a bill collector calls you so much and they're asking for money, you start resenting money.
Right.
So it's simple as that. Well, I don't want to resent something without understanding why I resent it.
Right. That's the truth. And the Bible tells us that money answers all things.
Yes.
So you got to have money, but you need to know how to use your money. And I think it's really important that we understand that what we're doing with our money. I mean, are we using it on frivolous things, or are we just say, for instance, if a person is right now in school, they've got student loans and things like that, what would be their priority?
Well, the main thing is to understand what they want. So if they sit down and make an actual plan, it's funny, it doesn't take a lot of time to do this. Sit down and write a plan. Make your plan out. Look at what you're working with, first of all. Live in the reality, as they say, don't be in denial. Then once you have that, then you start making your schedule and your financial plan around where you really are. And once a person does that, they will see what they need to cut out. Because in the business world, like I run a company, so, you know, when we're running JMG Net Worth or Body Worth Premium Foods, which is the companies I own, you know, we have to every quarter, well, monthly actually, but every quarter, we have to look down and we have to say what's working, what's not working. Where to increase, where to cut back. Well, you don't have to be a CEO of a company because you're the CEO of you. And you can say, I need to balance my own personal checking account. And we got to realize that debt is something that has us stuck paying off yesterday. And if you're constantly stuck paying off yesterday, that means you never can get to a proper tomorrow or a successful tomorrow, which therefore stops us from investing. Now, an investment is something that you invest in so that you have a better tomorrow. We all, when we get today, we got today right now. But we know that there's going to be a tomorrow. Well, the harvest that you get tomorrow is from what you invested yesterday. But if you keep investing in debt, then as the word says, you be the lender and not the borrower. And the rich is always over the poor, or slave to the lender you are. Then you got to realize that, wait a minute, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. I'm just reading word from the Bible and then more or less speaking like Jesus did when he went out and spoke parables. Because if I go and say Proverbs says this, Matthew says this, some people won't listen to me. But when I teach it as a certified financial education instructor, then all of a sudden ears perk up. I'm still teaching what God said. So now I'm telling people, you know, Solomon was rich, but it's one thing that we all know, but we got to hear it again. He asked for knowledge and wisdom. And when you hear people, I was in the church just the other day, and a lady said, I'm asking God to bless me with a new car. And I was like, yeah, but when that car breaks down, what you going to ask God to bless you with another car? Because all cars break. I've had $200,000, $300,000 cars. They break. I don't care how expensive it is. I've had have $1 million homes, but there's something in there that breaks. There's a leak under the faucet right now. There breaks. My little son, little PJ, hey, you know, I had to give him his props. But we playing batting practice. He let go of the baseball bat in the basement, right through the wall. It doesn't matter the value. Now I got to upkeep. You get the difference? So we have to do all of this stuff. And if you don't have knowledge and wisdom, what we don't realize is times are going to change. The banking system today is way different than the banking system yesterday.
Absolutely,
So because in the financial world, you know, accountants, real estate agents, they have to go through continual education. We, the people, are sitting here blind, not going through continual education. So therefore, as the banking rules change, the credit rules change, we're blind. So we're taking old school methods in a new day.
It is not
we have to change that. So I'm here to teach them.
Oh my goodness, that's what I'm talking about. Paul, you are just amazing, man. I mean, and you've been doing this for how long now?
Last 15 years. You know, I would say the last few years, I've heard people's cries a lot more. So I've dedicated more personal time, you know, to get out and just say, hey, here's what you do. This is how you get ahead. And I tell people a lot of the stuff I'm teaching is not from theory. It's from what I've been through.
Absolutely.
You know, also. So I know what it's like to sit back and feel like everything in life is great. And then all of a sudden you're looking at the account and say, now, how did this happen? You know, and you say, okay, where did I open the door and allow Satan to come in? And for me, it was pride. See, some people won't say that because they're in denial. It was pride. So you want to go out because what is success to the average person that's never had anything? The amount of cars you have and the size of your home. You know, for a person driving around or women with their handbags, it's like, did you really need one that much? Because now, and I'm not saying women don't go get your handbags. My wife is set on handbags, so I want to like, he said, don't got me want to look at hers. You know, but it's a matter of understanding where your money is going. Then you can make a better plan in the future so that you're not saving just to buy something. You're saving so that you have a future. So it's like one thing, Dorina, that people got to understand is we all die. Now think about this. Every time someone dies, we should have some form of insurance. That's a guaranteed check. But not to get the check and say mama died, granddaddy died, or whoever, and go spend the money, blow the money. Wealthy people take those funds and they reinvest in the future. So when their babies are born, not when a kid or the baby graduates from high school or college, at birth, that child is made wealthy. So therefore, large sums are put in to their account at birth. We need to get at least the African American community, if not the whole body of Christ, to do that. That we shouldn't be Christians or believers who are out struggling financially when we have the original business book that told us not to and how to. So I'm going to go out and teach the original business book and show people how to get ahead in life on biblical principles.
Wow, that's powerful. And you got this book, Who Told You You Were Broke? If you all don't have this book, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm looking at it. I've already kind of perused it. It is a powerful book. Definitely, the information is at the bottom of the screen. Matter of fact, it's on the screen right now. Please make sure you get, this has to be a part of your collection. Of course, Schedules for Success and Who Told You You Were Broke by Paul D. Jones. Paul, thank you so much, man, for being a part of the show. You got to come back because you got to bring that other book.
Yeah, I quit.
I quit. I quit being broke. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so, so very much. And I want you to make sure that you get this because I'm telling you, it's going to be a blessing in your life. That's my guest, Brother Paul Jones. I want to toss to a song now.
You're watching Dorinda right here on TCT.